I don't know about you, but I am a worrier. I always have been. Ever since I was a little kid, that's just a part of my personality, I guess. I worry about life. And this weekend, if I'm honest with you, I've just had this anxious feeling. Not about anything in particular, not one big, massive thing I'm dealing with, but just like over the last 3 or 4 days, just really anxious and kind of that fidgety, biting feeling inside, just like something's gonna go wrong. And just kind of by chance on Sunday, I just got this idea. I wanted to ask my kids what they're dealing with. By my kids, I mean my students in our church. And I just wanted to ask them, we do lessons that I write or that other people write, and we teach our students from our perspective, but I wanted to just get a perspective from them. What are you guys dealing with? And the overwhelming majority, more than 50% of our students said that they deal with anxiety and worry. And I was just like, whoa, okay, so maybe I'm like a 12 to 15-year-old. I don't know, maybe it's just something we don't ever get over. But I was dealing with worry so much, and I realized that our students, the younger generation, they're dealing with the same thing, and maybe even to a higher degree. I mean, it was by far the most thing that they said that they were dealing with. And God just gave me Matthew chapter 6. I don't know what you believe about God's voice or him speaking to you or whatever, but I just felt God say, don't worry, Matthew chapter 6. Don't worry, Matthew chapter 6. I said, okay. So I literally just opened up Matthew chapter 6 and read it. And I would encourage you to do that. If you want to pause this video or whatever, do it later afterwards, or don't do it at all, whatever. But Matthew chapter 6, and I got to the first sentence, halfway through the first sentence of Matthew chapter 6, in verse 25. And Jesus simply says, don't worry about your life. And at first I was like, wait, hold on, God. Look, you can't just tell me not to do something. You need to tell me why. You need to tell me what to do. You need to give me an answer to da 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 da. And it's like, you can't just tell me not to do that. I mean, it's not, it's not adultery, or it's not, taking your name in vain. It's not one of those things where you can just say, don't do this. But if you read it, Matthew chapter 6, 25, Jesus just says, don't worry about your life. And he goes on from there and he tells you why and different things like that. But man, I don't know the kind of Jesus you believe in, but when I read Jesus in the Bible, man, it just like every time just like rocks my world and changes my mindset. And Jesus just simply starts by saying, don't do it. And that was so crazy to me. We have a choice. You have a choice. And I don't know where it comes from, but in this life, in this world, and whatever you want to blame it on, I just feel like I don't have a choice. Like, there's always something to worry about. Like, there's always something that could go wrong. There's always something that I need to fix. And every day it's like, what can I worry about? What am I preoccupied with in my brain? And God says, you don't have to do that. Jesus literally says, don't do that. You have a choice to not worry, to not ever worry in your life. And that rocked my world. That half of a sentence rocked my world. And I just want to encourage you with that today. We don't have to worry. We don't. It's not something that's mandated in life. It's not something that we can't escape from. Jesus straight up says, don't worry. Don't do it. Don't worry about your life. So hopefully that's encouraging to you. I know maybe my tone might not be encouraging, but that's just because it's fresh on my mind and my mind's blown. But we don't have to worry about life. Whatever you're worrying about right now, Jesus simply says, don't do it. Trust me. There's no 15-step program. There's no answer specifically. Jesus just says, don't worry and trust me. I need to trust God with a lot today. And I'm going to choose not to worry because I don't have to. Hopefully that encourages you this morning.